Welcome, travelers. I'm Lee Wanika of Tabletop Journeys, and this is On the Right Path. Hi, folks. I'm here today because I was rolling around on the internet, taking a look at different things, came across a great question. And I was thinking to myself, wow, I need to talk about this. Here's the situation: a fellow GM of the Star Trek Adventures role playing game by Modifius Entertainment has a plan for a really cool episode coming up for his table. This episode's going to be really dangerous. Lots of things happening, and he really wants to make this episode amazing. What an experience. Gotta love GMs who are all about creating the best experience. Here's his concern: his players don't tend to leave him with a lot of threat, and he's worried that he won't have enough threat to make the bad guys bad enough or have enough of them or anything like that. So I had some thoughts and I thought I'd share them with you. Pretty quick, but they're very important. It's actually how I tend to run the game. It's how Josh and I tend to talk about the game, and we wanted to share this with you. The first thing is very basic: start with more threat. Look, the way we run things here at Tabletop Journeys is simple. If the low stakes, low key mission, they're on shore leave, they're, I don't know, hanging out. It's all about conversations, maybe some low stakes diplomacy. That's where we start with one threat per player. The idea is it's not that dangerous, not too much at risk. Start with a lower amount of threat. That sets the mood for the players. Most adventures are going to fall at the baseline, which is 2 threat per player. And for those big season enders, those two-parters that come in the middle of a season, or that shocking, this is going to be the hardest core episode you've ever seen kind of episode, make those stakes high. Make it 3 threat per player. When you do that and you talk to your players before the game, they're going to know what they're in for. It's amazing. So here's the way I think about it: big episodes have big stakes, and big stakes require big threat. My second thought is more about the planning stages. It's about the idea and the concept behind the way I run Star Trek Adventures. And I plan my mission briefs. My enemies do certain things. Their ships have certain amounts of warriors or certain amounts of enemies. They work in a known fashion. And therefore, when I plan my missions, that's the baseline. It's not like I go into a conflict for my players and the bad guys have no people unless I have threat for each person that's in the conflict. No. The way I do it is these bad guys have a certain number of people. And only if I feel it's necessary and I have the threat, I will then add more bad guys to that. But again, I'm the GM. I set the stage. Look, here's a real pro tip for the person who asked the question. In his scenario, he had enemies that were going to try to board the ship, a boarding action. Awesome in Star Trek. My way of thinking is every time the players roll a complication after that boarding action starts, that complication doesn't happen in the scene. If 5 bad guys breach the bridge, players on the bridge have to deal with those 5 bad guys. Every time there's a complication, something happens elsewhere on the ship. In this way, when the players are done and clear their area, now they've got more stuff to do. This situation got more dangerous, and the player characters were nowhere near where the danger occurred. The way I think about it is I want that call from down below. Captain, we have reports they've reached Shuttle Bay 2. Ah! That's the good stuff. My third idea, and this is probably an overall for any role playing game, is don't ever feel boxed in by the mechanics. You're the GM. You know what you're doing. Your players trusted you. They came to your table, virtual, at the flagship store, or even in your own home or at one of their homes. They have entrusted you with running this game and making it fun. Homebrew what you gotta, do what you gotta do, make that real. Look, I don't know if any of the tips I gave you before are necessarily a part of the rules, but I know plenty of GMs that use them. And some of the GMs, including folks on the writing staff, have given me some of those ideas or supported the way I run with those ideas. So, again, your table, your group, check in with them ahead of time so they know what they're in for, but do it the way you're going to have fun with it. Make it so. Look, if you have questions, comments, agreements, disagreements, leave those in the comments below. Let us know. We want to talk more about this. This is really fun, and I know we're going to love hearing from you. Go ahead, leave us some ratings if that's the platform you're catching this on. Definitely smash the like button. Definitely ring that notification bell. And above all else, when you and your group sit down at the table, roll some dice, and are ready to have some real fun with the game you are all collectively playing, then you know you're on the right path.